Welcome back. It's Dan the Woodsman. I'm back at the Devou Park site where we just recently planted native grasses. This particular variety is switchgrass, which is a warm weather grass, grows, and you can't plant it until the last frost, but it is suited for planting in early summer, late summer, which is when my son-in-law Ted and Lucy, my granddaughter, helped me on this site plant this. This particular section was Ted and Lucy's section because this area is hard to pick up on the camera, but it's really steep. I mean, really steep. So, and this is also where I cut off from cutting honeysuckle. You can see the line of honeysuckle going up the ridge, and this ridge, it runs steep, and then it kind of plateaus and then goes steep again. I think that's a marker, boundary marker right there, but you can see the wall of green. That's all honeysuckle, which is, you look on the ground, nothing growing underneath there except honeysuckle is what I talked about on the other side. Today's second video, first site was down on a creek section where I was showing some native seedlings that pop up when you remove the honeysuckle. Today I'm talking, this video, same day, July 3rd, second video, I'm touching base on the grasses, native grasses that we planted. We plant this in like June, early June, and the other site that I'm going to on the second part of the video, we planted in January. Actually earlier than that. My son Dlyan helped in December, and then my brother's brother and sister, we planted in January. Different site, but I'm giving you an intro on this stuff. So this, look how good this is coming in. I mean, it is really coming in thick. So that's what we want. We want to cover to keep the invasive from coming back. The acorns, hickory nuts, and stuff like that, they can grow through this grass. The squirrels and blue jays will plant seeds. Blue jays plant oak acorns. I bet you didn't know that. But meanwhile, this is the hill, and I stopped at this section, and I'm pausing until they put the bike trails in. When the bike trails are put in, and because they're going to be ripping out a lot of this honeysuckle with their equipment, I'm gonna let them do that because it's steep, it's really steep up here. Whatever's left over, I'll clean up behind them. They're only cutting enough for a connector bike trail down to the other bike trail that runs down to Ludlow. So Fisher Development is behind that project. There you go, Fisher. So this is where we planted, and I'm gonna pause and then I'm gonna flip it back. Okay, picking up where I left off, I walked across the top of this hill, and it's really, by the way, crow flies not too far, probably 200, 300 yards across. And this is the section that was put in January. And this is the cold weather native grasses, which was, now I gotta think of it. Picking up where we left off, this is the second part of the video. And this was the planting of native grasses, the winter varieties. It was wild river oats and wild rye, and little blue stem, big blue stem, a few, maybe another variety. But these have to stratify over winter, so they have to be planted in the winter time. So these were put in January. The other section I'm going to in a second was put in December. But look how good that stuff is growing. I mean, I was afraid the deer might overgraze it and it wouldn't get a chance to come up. But as you can see, this is pretty established. So I'm pretty sure that this is going to be here for a while. So as you can look down the hill, you can see how steep it is. That hill runs down probably 200 yards, an estimate maybe 300 yards, 250, 300 yards to the creek. So just give you an idea of the bearings up here. So we're about halfway up the hill. You can, I'll move the camera too fast for you guys. There you go. You can kind of see that wall green. That is where I stopped, and that's honeysuckle, which they'll put in the bike trails, like I said on the first part of the video. So I'm gonna wait and see what they do with that, and then that will be the very last stuff that I remove. But all this was cleared out last year, the year before. Started in the creek, in the other video I showed you, and this is pretty good image of the whole hillside. And there are some mature trees up here, enough to get, you know, natural repopulation coming back by the acorns and nuts or seeds, whatever. So that's good. So yes, the native river oats is growing, so that's a good thing. We'll walk over to the other site and we'll wrap up. As I walk across this hillside, you can see over here, that is all new grass coming in. And we threw branches down so that it keeps the deer out, which you can kind of see it up there. And there's some more up there. The grass we planted, you can the green stuff on the ground up over there underneath that big tree up there, that's the grass we planted. So it's coming in, so that's a good thing. And this is actually, you can kind of see it's a little bit taller, but I don't think it's as thick, but it doesn't matter. I just wanted to get some roots established so that it will come back on its own with seed, and the deer won't completely wipe it out. So that's a good thing. It's growing, it's getting established. That was the goal, and so that's a good thing. So I'm gonna walk over to the very last section, which was the first site we planted in December when Dlyan was here visiting at Christmas. I'm still walking across the hill, but I couldn't resist taking another video shot of this. Man, this stuff is really coming in good. So, and this was planted in January. I'm still working my way across the hill. You can kind of see that tall green stuff. That's native plants that are coming in. So that area was cleared last year. We moved to honeysuckle, so you got native plants are coming in, you know, prairie stuff. Some people call them weeds, whatever, but it's not honeysuckle, so that's a good thing. So we're gonna walk down over here. Down there in that direction is the last section. Okay, back on the last section, this was actually the first planted in December around Christmas. And this, you can see the marker bags, the baggies, I marked what was on there, some seed bags up there. This is hairy chest grass, native grass, and wild river oats, and it's barely coming in. This was actually coming in pretty thick in May, and I think rabbits or deer got on it and really buzzed it down, and it has hardly recovered. I mean, you can see sporadic little bit seedlings there, grasses coming in, but I mean, you know, it's really slow. See them there? I mean, it's like here or there's a few. Here's some more thicker stuff. See it right there? It's coming in, and that's what I'm hoping for. This is in sun. Maybe it's too shady. I don't know. But if you move up the hill, there's some more coming in. You can see it. It's coming in, but boy, there's some honeysuckle and mist. And behind it, you can see the grass coming in. There's grass coming in up here. So it's coming in, and this site with me and Dlyan extends in this perimeter here, around this circle, about 20 yards out. We didn't have a lot of seed. It was the first time, and some of it we raked the ground and threw it down. This section over here was raked and turned the rakes over, and and try to get the seed more embedded in the topsoil. After we remove the forest debris and the other stuff, we just kind of just toss it out there casually. And some of the section over there where we just came from was casually tossed, and it's doing really good, a lot better than this. So it could be because of the seed, you know, it's different. It's hairy chest seed, which is kind of like a native, looks like a native river oats, native river oats. Some little blue stem was in there. Well, here's some. As I walk down, I'm walking my way out of there. And there's still a lot of ground cover, honeysuckle. You have to be really careful walking through this stuff. But it's coming in. So, oh, I see some more down here. There's another section. It looks like down there's some green coming in. So it's not a total loss, but it's not as good as I hoped. Or the motorcycle was going to go. But hey, we'll take any win we can. And all I was hoping to do with this native grass is to get some established. Let it root, get established, be enough there so that the deer won't wipe it out, which this is the first site, and I think the deer did have an impact on this site. But the other stuff is going to get established, so we've got some growing. This is still growing, it's just really thin. So time will help. So, okay, that's it for today. I hope I wasn't rambling too much, but you know, there's a lot of cover up here. Kind of let you drift off to the sound of nature here. There's some birds up here. Of course, now they're going to quit. All right, well, I'm signing off. Thanks for watching. Catch me on the rebound. Adios, amigos.